Hello everyone. Today we are here to talk about semantics. So, in programming, semantics refers to the meaning of a piece of code. What does this mean? This means giving your codes a meaningful name or meaningful element in terms of HTML. Let's say you want to add a header. This is a top level heading. You want to wrap that in H1. H1 or H2 or H3 or anything you want. So basically all we're saying is if we are doing want to if we want to use semantic HTML, we need to give a meaningful element to that particular element, right? Let's say these h1 to 6 are a section, so I want to wrap that in a section. I'll use a section tag around here. So this whole thing is now wrapped with section. So visually this will have no effect at all. You can see it's all the same. There's a lot more stuff actually. Let me delete the rest of the stuff to understand things better. I deleted the body tag by mistake. Okay, so I'll keep the body tag. Yeah, yes. So this section, adding this section or removing this section will have no effect visually. Let me just comment it out. As I've told you before, commenting a code out, meaning the code is not being executed by the machine. You can see it's all the same. It looks exactly the same. If I keep section or not, it doesn't matter at all. But but the browser, in terms of browser, there's a huge effect. The browser can read that, okay, this is a section, this is the body part, this is the footer, and this is the title. So browser wants to read the code. Browser or other developers or other people, screen readers, there are people with no eyes basically, or they can't see, or some other reason they're using a screen reader. Screen reader is a thing basically reads your website out for you if you can't see or anything. So in terms of those and SEO, the search engine optimization, as I've mentioned before, the search engines like Google, Yahoo, Yahoo is irrelevant now. Sorry, my bad. Bing or other search engines will go through your code and read all these and find out things, and it will result in better SEO if you follow the semantics. Let's learn semantics from here. In HTML, for example, the h1 element is a semantic element, meaning if you want to use a header, you must use h1, h2, h3, anything you want, but you must use the header tag h1, h2. All right. So what are some of the benefits of writing semantic HTML? Let's learn this. Search engines will consider it concept as important keywords to influence the page's search rankings, meaning the search engines will able to parse your code better and rank your page higher in Google searches and stuff. Screen readers, as I've mentioned just now, that visually impaired users navigate a page through screen readers, so they will have a better time if you use semantic in your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code. But let's just talk about HTML, semantic HTML for now. Finding block of meaningful code is significantly easier. Yes, this is true. We use div to differentiate uh, a section. Let's say div, this is a div, and all of the headers are wrapped in that div. I'm guilty of this thing myself. I do not follow semantics as well as I should, but I'm trying to be better, and I suggest you to do it the same. Just use section to differentiate a section from another one. Suggest to developer the type of data will be populated. Yes, other developers can read the code better and understand better. Let's say we have a section, we have another section here. We'll just comment up here that this is the user login section, just an example, and this will be user registration section. Just an example, right? Oh, my bad. You must comment, close out a comment to make it available. Semantic naming mirrors proper custom element component naming. Yes, semantic naming is also good for custom element or component naming. Component will work with components in React and other stuff. Let's see some semantic elements. What are the semantic elements mostly used? Yes, I have used article, aside, details. No, I did not use detail. Big caption I haven't used. Figure I haven't used. Form I have used. Footer I have used here. Header, no, I did not use header. Yep, my bad. Should have used main, mark, nav if you want to have a navigation bar. Let's say I use nav here and also user navigation section. Summary time. So there are other stuff, but mostly these are the most useful one. I use article, aside, form to differentiate a form from other sections as well. Semantic is good, and you should be following semantic in CSS and semantic in JavaScript as well. But let's now stick to semantics in HTML. One other thing, you can use your browser to inspect the HTML you are getting as well. How? Let's right click and click inspect. Inspect, and now this is all the HTML that this website has, right? You can use this one and try to differentiate other HTML elements in your website. So now let's say I want to get these buttons HTML. Yes, so if I click it here, span class button wrap get ambient class. So this is a button right here, uh, wrapped in anchor tag. Anchor tag, I've already talked about anchor tag. This is a link basically. When I click, it will take me to another page, whatever page they have fixed to take me. So they took me here, and you can inspect all the elements by yourself, and you can discover a lot of stuff by this inspect tool. This is a browser developer tool. This is called browser developer tool, and you can use it to see anything. See, this is an anchor tag. I can click on it, and yes, and I can see there are two anchor tags here. Button wrapper, there's a button wrapper. They're using div as well. They should have used some uh, other semantic in my opinion, but they're using main, header, footer. Yes, they're not using the best semantics here, but maybe it's for the best. They know better than me, of course. As I've mentioned as well, I am guilty of this as well. I use div all the time. We are all basically used to div at this point. We just want to use div. Anything happens, we use a div. We use a div. All these div sections and all the other semantics that we've talked about, article, aside, details, big caption, anything. These are all just box. You must think of HTML like box. Everything is a box. Let's inspect this. So you see, it's a box. Everything is a box here basically. Now we must use these boxes to align the contents property, and we have to use the CSS accordingly as well. So we now know why semantics is important. Semantics is important because of SEO, search engine optimization, and also for screen readers, also for other developers. And we also know what is semantic. Semantic is just using a meaningful element here. Let's say this is the header section. We'll use header tag, or I've mentioned these here. You can use any of these, whichever seems most meaningful to you. Let's say I'm writing an article. I'll use an article, and I'll just use lorem 100. So what did I just do with lorem 100? So lorem ipsum is just a placeholder text we use all the time to just fill in the space. Let's say I want 100 lorem ipsum text to show here, to show you guys that how it looks like with text, but I don't want to type it all out, right? Why waste time? I can just do this lorem and just 100 or 50 or 10 or anything you want. Lorem 10. So it will just generate 10 words for us. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, exactly 10 words. Whatever number you specify after lorem, it will just generate that number of words. Lorem 100, there are 100 words here. Yes, so that's pretty much it about semantics and browser inspect tool. You can see the HTML right here. I've used article tag here as I've shown you in the code article. There's the article tag and there's the article tag. I can exactly see the I can see the exact HTML I have used in the code here and the browser here. But in some cases, like for React and other stuff, you won't be able to see all the codes here, and that's what the problem is with search engine optimization. The search engines cannot see the content here, and that's why they get a bad results for search engine optimization. That's it for this video. We'll talk more about this in next videos. Thank you very much. Subscribe to my channel and make sure you make a comment to give me any feedbacks or any questions you have. I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you and have a good night.